Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at your Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, meme group, Facebook group, Twittering, and Instagram. Now, I am experimenting with a mic I got over the summertime. Now that I actually have a desk, I can actually set the mic up on the desk. I've run a few tests with it. I think it sounds much better than the usual setup that I've been doing over the last couple of months, but hey, I'll take a little feedback. Let me know. I really do appreciate what you all say and the feedback you give. Folks, I'm generally apolitical when it comes to the podcast, especially on the blog side. I might get opinionated on certain stuff, but usually my opinions are because somebody's putting politics into my gaming. And I am one of those people that, yes, Reese's Pieces, your chocolate, your peanut butter, one great taste, two great tastes, and one candy bar. Reese's peanut butter cups. Yes, that might work. But putting politics into gaming, here's the issue with that. Especially when it comes to, not just general gaming, right? It comes to a trademark game, something that's copyrighted, right? Something that somebody's publishing. Once you associate a game with politics, yes, you're probably going to alienate a portion of your customer base, right? Especially in times like this, we are, I want to say, just about maybe even exactly a month away from the election right now, right? In the U.S., the presidential election. And this country is very much on opposite polar ends of the spectrum when it comes to politics, right? It's very divided. So, do you want to divide your customer base? I don't think you would, right? Because especially if you're part of a large corporation, you're thinking about money. You always got to think about money, the bottom line. Additional to that, and I'm going to tell you where this is all coming from, if you have something that's trademarked and you don't protect that trademark, what's the issue? Well, an unprotected trademark basically means that you're giving it up for grabs. That you're going to let anybody use it. You basically lose control over your registered trademark if you don't protect it. So if somebody is using it, either they have your permission, or if they're using it without your permission, in a way to raise money, right? This is a commercial endeavor, even if quote donations, then you would expect that people would be going, maybe our lawyers should check into this. Now, who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Wizards of the Coast with their Dungeons and Dragons trademark. More specifically, the ampersand for Dungeons and Dragons, D&D. It's being used without permission, apparently, because I can't find anywhere on the interwebs where somebody is saying, hey, yeah, we saw that. Because people at Wizards of the Coast have seen the ads on Facebook, or the Facebook page, for D&D4Dems. And when I say Dems, I'm not like being a New Yorker. I'm not saying D's and that and does.
Dems and does.
D's, Dems, and does, Rach. D's, Dems, and does. No, not those D's, Dems, and does. I'm talking about Democrats as opposed to Republicans. D&D4Dems. The Quest. Texas 31. D ampersand and the artistic ampersand that is associated with Wizards of the Coast D&D. Not just a generic ampersand. 4Dems. October 12th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. For Donna, engineer for U.S. Congress. So, what do we have with this? Well, let me go to the, I'm not going to give you the bit.ly link. You have to find it for your fucking self. All right? But there's a bit.ly link that takes you to D&D4, I just gave it to you, right? D&D4Dems. Go to bit.ly, do your bit.ly thing and your D&D4Dems, and it'll take you there, I'm sure. Join D&D4Dems with Andrew Yang, Netflix's Indian matchmaking star, Vyasar Ganasan. Okay. Join Andrew Yang and Netflix's Indian matchmaking star, Vyasar Ganasan, in a one-of-a-kind event for congressional candidate TX31 Donna Imam. And it tells you to RSVP by going to the bit.ly that I basically told you about. Now, what does it say? We're going on a mission Monday, October 12th at 7 p.m. Central Time to help congressional candidate Donna Imam defeat Trump's henchmen. That's it, because it's Trump's henchmen in Texas' 31st congressional district, so she can become the first AAPI congressmember from Texas. We need your help to do it. Join D&D4Dems with Andrew Yang, Netflix's Indian matchmaking star Vyasa Gunasan, actor Erika Ishii, and actor Vera Fazile.
That's pretty big, right?
Which one?
Those are some pretty big people. Like the Indian matchmaker. That's a big deal. That's one of those things that people kind of binge watch. That show.
Okay.
And Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate.
That's interesting.
Yes. Hosted by Asian Democrats at Central Texas, Asian American Democrats of Texas, and AAA Fund Texas. Watch Donna and her team solve puzzles, fight monsters, and ultimately save the day from an unknown evil plaguing her village. So yes, they're gonna play a D&D session, and I'm gonna, I don't know, hypothetically, I guess they're fighting, I guess orcs are Republicans or something like that. I don't know. Together, we'll embark on a journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons to build a coalition that will win on November 3rd. And then they give you a bunch of these potential donations, like a dragon's egg, advanced link to watch the show, $5. Dragon Wormling, Andrew Yang thank you email, that's $10. And it goes all the way up to $1,000. Dragon Ancient, NPC character. I don't know. Does it mean you get to play an NPC character? It doesn't really explain it. But again, here's my issue. I don't have a problem with people embracing politics. And if they wanted to run an RPG session, that would be fine. And they could even say, hey, we're going to run a session using the 5th edition rules, the world's most popular RPG, which is what you have to do if you want to publish something outside the DMs Guild, right? And you want to say you're compatible with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, you can't declare compatibility. But here, well, this is D&D4Dems with an ampersand that is owned and a registered trademark of Wizards of the Coast. So is Wizards of the Coast endorsing it? I mean, that's their right to do so. But then it tells me as a customer that they put politics before their customer base. And I, as a customer, whether I'm a Democrat or Republican, I don't like to see that. Again, this isn't fucking Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. This is Dungeons and Dragons, right? We've already had the issues of, we can't say that orcs are evil because, orcs are a stand-in for blacks, or we can't have the Vishanti in Ravenloft because they're a stand-in for European gypsies. And these are dog whistles. But if you're gonna go that far with gaming, and that's again your business, this isn't even that. Okay, we are appropriating your game for a political purpose. And as a gamer, somebody who played D&D through the 2nd edition, and I don't have problems with 5th edition. I think it's more approachable than 3rd, and certainly closer to its roots than 4th was. It's just that it's more rules than I need for my gaming. But to see it in a situation where it's being used for political purposes, and Wizards of the Coast apparently is not going to stop such use, I'm disappointed. Okay? I don't care if it's a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Green Party. I don't care who's appropriating it. Nobody should be appropriating it. All right? Because when you appropriate it, then there's an exclusivity implied by the doing so. And in this case, if Which is the Coast doesn't say, "Hey, stop using our trademark," they're implying that we approve the use of our trademark. And I think that, again, I know that we are very much at this point with these polar extremes going on in our political climate. I don't see why you'd want to alienate, or why you should want to alienate, a good portion of your customer base. That's just me, just my thought. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. And have there been other games that where maybe the publisher has put out product that's in line with one political party or another? I'd like to know. I'd be interested about it, because I'll tell you the truth. Again, I don't care what party they're endorsing. I don't want it in my gaming. Okay? It's like I don't want real world religion in my gaming. Right? We tend to avoid that, right? We don't use Christianity, Judaism, Islam in our games because, to portray it legitimately in the time frame that it's appropriate, you're going to have a lot of people very upset. So we don't do it, right? So why are we inserting real world politics into our gaming? Why are we allowing it? Especially as a publisher like Wizards of the Coast. And Wizards of the Coast might be fine with it. I don't know if Hasbro would be fine with it. Hasbro is all about the money. So, but again, I'd like to hear what you have to say. You can leave a voicemail at the show. And if I had half a brain, I would have had the voicemail number ready for the Google number. But hey, you can always look at the show notes. I'll throw it in there. Folks, as always, we are still in the midst of a pandemic. I'm going to ask you to use your common sense. Take precautions that keep yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your community safe. If you need advice, don't come to me for your fucking advice. I can give you this, common sense. You need to go beyond that. Seek professional medical advice. Be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice. And on that note, God willing, I'll talk with you all tomorrow. Good night, folks.